some sort of a face saver as to why they may not be doing well. If you were to go by the opinion polls, the JDS has two major vote blocks, or three major vote blocks, let's put it this way: the Vocaligas, the Muslims, and the SC/STs, right? Of the Vocaligas, especially, have been split between the BJP and the Congress. The Muslims and the SC/STs are polarized behind the Congress. And so, therefore, in terms of seats, the JDS will go down. In addition, because of the triangular fights, the JDS might be losing seats to the Congress, where the BJP is entering, but is not entering in a way to win seats, but essentially benefiting the Congress in the old Mysore area. And now, even as we speak, Barkha, Congress is 107, BJP 99, JDS 18. So any sort of conclusion at this point will be a bit too early. We are trying to reconcile this data from different sources. And what I can tell you is that numbers are all over the place. But that's to be expected, right? Because, as I said, we are still in very, very early days. This is...
as you've spoken, the Congress is very much in the lead again.
Yeah.
But Gautamji of the Congress, I want to ask you, does it look more closely contested than you thought, or are you still saying it's too early, it's going to be a different picture in about 30 minutes from now? Gautam?
No, I think it's just 9:15 right now, and the counting started 1 hour 15 minutes back. So let us wait till at least 9:30 or 10 o'clock, let's say. I am telling you, and I'm very confident, the party's internal surveys, the report from the booth level workers clearly says that the Congress is going to be crossing the 130 mark. The 130 mark the Congress is going to cross. So let us wait and watch. And it's a day of acceptance. It's a day of acceptance.
And that might well happen. Nowhere have we said that that won't happen. In fact, Mr. Siddaramaiah said it would happen. We have an interesting question from our audience Mojo members. But Karthikeya, you wanted to jump in before that? Karthikeya? Yeah?
No, Barkha, I was just saying, just looking at the spatial variation of the whatever data we have right now, the Congress is doing exceptionally well in Hyderabad, Karnataka, which is what I was expecting. That's Mr. Kharge's area. That's an area where the population composition is such 50% is scheduled caste, scheduled tribe plus Muslim. That's fertile ground for the Congress. They're really doing well if you were to look at these early leads. And then they are picking up seats in Mumbai, Karnataka. Coastal is being swept by the BJP. In the old Mysore area, it's a lot more Congress than the JDS vis-a-vis last time. In central Karnataka, in the Shimoga area where Mr. Yediyurappa comes from, the BJP is still holding its own. So regionally, I think it's an important story that the Congress is maximizing in Hyderabad, Karnataka, and it's also doing well in Mumbai. So as we speak, Barkha, 120 Congress, 86 BJP. We are now entering the Axis India poll territory, where the Congress is now crossing the 120 mark, 121 now, BJP 85. And the other source is giving us the same number more or less. So we seem to be some reconciliation, but once again, I will wait for another half an hour to essentially say which way this is going.
Okay, I have a question meantime from one of our audience members. This is a Mojo member asking if the Congress wins, would it have any national impact on the 2024 elections? Will the Congress be taken more seriously by the opposition parties, if not by everybody else? Smita, do you want to take that?
Certainly, if the Congress wins, it will be taken more seriously by the other opposition parties, because so far we have been seeing in the talks on opposition unity that the Congress's bid to assume the leadership of that grouping has not been taken very seriously. I mean, certain, there are differences, like Mamta Banerjee and KCR, they don't want to accept that. They want a third front kind of thing. Stalin has, of course, been consistently supporting the Congress party. Yesterday, Nitish Kumar was in Bombay. Day before yesterday, Nitish Kumar was in Bombay talking to Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar, and he talked about how Sharad Pawar could be the face of the opposition. So a win in Karnataka will certainly put Congress in a better position as both in trying to unite the parties as well as assume the leadership. And yes, it will also have an impact on the state elections coming up later this year in Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, where the Congress is either in power or
I think Gautam's wanting to come in, and my question, as an extension of our audience members' question, Gautam, to you would be: if the Congress does win, would you call it Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar's win, or would you call it the Gandhis' win? Because if the election was essentially local, if there's a win, would the credit go to the local leadership or to the national leadership? Gautam, please unmute yourself. You're on mute. Gautam, go ahead.
Yeah. So I think the story of the Congress victory begins from the big corruption issue. I'm so sorry to call it a victory already because we are absolutely sure, but however, we should wait for the numbers.
Yeah.
However, I think it begins from the 40% Sarkara issue to the unemployment to inflation. And the major role was of the Bharat Jodo Yatra that Rahul Gandhi did throughout the Karnataka. He had that walk. I was the media in charge of the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Karnataka, and I remember people coming out in large numbers to share their issues, to share what they feel, to share what the solution they want to propose. Reflected. That
Sorry.
was all reflected.
We were actually trying to play images of the Bharat Jodo Yatra, but I think they played one of the videos. But go ahead. Yeah.
So I think it also reflected largely in the manifesto, the consultations that Rahulji led in the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Then this is the Congress president's home state. He really, stitched together a very well-planned campaign. He was there on the ground, being above 80. He was all over. He was working very hard. And I would do injustice if I don't mention Priyanka Gandhi's role here. Because Priyanka Gandhi also led those,
But
communication.
let me ask you the reverse question. If the Congress were to not form the government, you would not then blame the Gandhis. You would then blame the local leadership.
I think it is a collective credit. It is a collective credit and a collective accountability. It is not going to be the accountability goes to the state leadership.
I think Prashant ji of the BJP
we are not going to remove Modi ji's picture and put Nadda ji's picture. Not at all. That is not the thing that happens.
Yeah. One second. Prashant ji is wanting to come in, but Kartikeya, yes, the lead is much more. You want to just give us a numbers update? Yeah.
126 Congress, BJP 80. And if, with your permission, can I also answer that question of yours? What this means for the Congress?
Yes.
Well, this is a double-edged sword in a way. I'll tell you what I feel is going to happen. If the Congress wins, how does it behave in its negotiations with the opposition? Does it feel extra emboldened beyond what it should be? That's a problem. That is a potential problem. I hope that does not happen. Second, organizationally, this is going to be beneficial for the Congress because resources-wise, it's an important state. Second, now that you have a victory under the belt, can the top leadership in any way do something in Rajasthan with higher authority? And then, of course, the positive spillover effects in states like Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. Also, Telangana goes to the polls later this year. And Revanth Reddy is considered very close to DK Shivkumar. So how does that play out? That could be a positive for the Congress. So I think there's positives. My fear is that if the Congress wins, I just hope it doesn't start thinking that, we are back and we don't need anybody. So that is something they need to be humble.
And also the perils of looking at a state election in the same way as you look at national elections. But we can get to that later when we have a decisive set of numbers. At the moment, the Congress has really increased its lead.
It's getting decisive, Barkha. This is now the Axis My India territory. 127 Congress.
Are we willing to call it yet, or are we still waiting for another 10 minutes? I think let's wait for another 10 minutes.
As any responsible
just out of prudence.
Exactly.
Just out of prudence. Okay, before Prashant ji responds, I want to actually play out Chief Minister Bommai's statement. He was asked whether the BJP would consider joining hands with the JDS if it came to that to stop the Congress from forming the government. This is what he said.
Sir, what is your comment? How you are confident now? Everyone is saying Congress. Priyanka Kharge says that we will win by majority, and there is no chances for hung assembly at all.
Even I say that there is no chance for hung assembly. We will win with comfortable majority. Okay. Sir, and I am very much confident.
So last time also there were allegations of BJP making up, Operation Lotus kind of a situation here in Karnataka.
No, see, we never did it. 1 year they only ruled, no. 1 year it was a coalition government. And it failed miserably.
Sir, DK Shivkumar says
did the unholy alliances.
Sir, DK Shivkumar says that Congress party will come around 141 is what he is guessing. How much is confident?
Let him be happy with 141 till tomorrow. The reality will be there.
Sir, who would be the Chief Minister's face for BJP, sir?
Let us see. Let us have a legislature party.
But
and
sir, JDS is very confident, and they said that we will be the definitely kingmaker, and they already decide to whom they are going.
I just saw this thing that Kumaraswamy said, "Will not become king, will become king." And everybody has got his own right to have